How are you doing today? I'm Deb Acker. I'm an intuitive life coach and I clear energy blocks to all areas of life, including love and abundance. And so today I actually want to talk to you about perfectionism, and the perfect thing just happened on my personal page as I've been doing this video series. So just a little background on it because I want to share the story with you, and it's perfect for perfectionism. What a coincidence. Basically, so I've been doing this challenge around share your heart, show your work. It's a share your heart, show your work challenge. It's an awesome challenge because it's really meant to help people that are hiding somewhere in their life to really, hiding their work and hiding, their heart and really sharing more of themselves. It's meant to help them really to put themselves out there more. And today's challenge was all around asking me anything. And so today's challenge, was around asking me anything. And basically in this challenge, so I wanted to go into this challenge. Of course, one of the biggest patterns that is likely to come up for a lot of people is if I put out Ask Me Anything and I don't have a set topic, if I don't have set something specific that I am going to speak on, is anyone going to come? Is anyone going to ask anything, right? And many times, that sort of thinking and that sort of look, the way that we're wired that way, right, is a way for us to keep ourselves safe. It's a way for us to keep ourselves small. And so basically, I wanted to really go into today's challenge, into the piece of today. I wanted to go in trusting, right? We talked yesterday about letting go and not having control and trusting. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in and not necessarily really have to have a specific topic to talk about. And most of the time, much of who you see of me, and it is my truth, and I've done the hard work to get there, okay? But so most of the time, the type of person who you see with me is happy, and I am genuinely happy, and yet I never want to advocate that that's the only piece of my life. I have gone through all the pieces, and I'm still going through, all the pieces, really diving deep to really undo my pain, right? I'm not running away from it. I'm not blocking it. I'm not pretending it's not there. I've dived into it so that I can shift it, so that I can live in presence. And so I can really feel that lightness that many times you see when I'm talking, when I'm communicating. So that is like 150%. This group is all about living in your truth, and that is 150% my truth. And yet I know that many times, and this is something that I'm working on, but many times that's a lot of the story that you see from me. And so in today's group, in today's challenge, I ended up sharing a story about, I had a post, again, on my personal page all about really not fitting in. And this past weekend was my 20-year high school reunion. And when I was in high school, I did not fit in. And so and really one of the big reasons, and what I shared today on that live post, was all about, my mom got sick when I was 14 and a half years old. So when I'm 14 and a half, my mom gets diagnosed with terminal cancer, and I spent most of my high school life hiding. I spent most of my life, most of that time of my life spending time with her, trying to cope unconsciously with what was going to be happening, because I didn't know fully that she was going to pass. Even though she got diagnosed with that, she was trying to protect my sister and I, and so she hadn't shared that with us fully. So basically, point being, there's lots of points there, but one point is we get trained, and especially like if you're a coach in this arena, we get trained like that. We only have to, we should only put forth that one piece of us, right? We should only put forth the perfect piece, and you're not ready unless you're perfect, which, by the way, is totally an unrealistic goal. It's totally unrealistic. It's totally unpractical. And it is not a goal. It is a goal that, like, if you actually feel it in your body, it's a goal that feels really, really heavy because it is so unrealistic. And really, it's a goal that's meant, if you're seeking that perfectionism, that's a goal many times to help keep you safe. And so really, the pieces of us that we have a responsibility to be sharing, the pieces of ourselves that we have a responsibility to put out there that are going to create that deeper connection are all pieces of us. It's not just, oh, look, I'm on vacation and I have this great life, and that's great to share. But it's also these pieces like I shared today around the loss of my mother. That is something that was so defining in my life. That is something that changed everything for me. Changed the way that I looked at things, changed how I moved forward in my life. It just changed everything. And that is something that's just as powerful as the vacation or as, the job promotion or whatever that looks like for you. And so one question I want to put out around perfectionism is, what if this pattern of perfectionism isn't what's going to create a perfect life? So really, I'm going to say that again, and I want you to just take that in. What if your pattern of perfectionism isn't what's going to create a perfect life? And what if you living a perfect life means owning all the pieces of you, right? Not trying to skirt around them, not trying to stop yourself from doing anything because of them, but you owning them and you diving deep into those pieces to clear them, to shift them so that you can have an even more powerful experience, right? And part of that powerful experience is if you can imagine living a life where instead of living in the past because something painful happened and you haven't addressed it yet, you're in the present and you're able to see exactly what's around you. So you're able to see the beauty in the trees, the beauty outside, you're able to be present, whether it's with your husband, with your son, whoever it is. And you're able to be in that moment because you've acknowledged and you've addressed what's underneath that, right? You haven't run away from it, but you've actually acknowledged it. And you're not out there seeking the perfect life. And in the meantime, just waiting in the shadows, waiting, for that perfect moment to happen, right? And instead, you're living life and grasping life with all of its messiness, with all pieces of it. Every single piece of that life. You're just owning it, living it, and just loving it. Every piece of it. And so I really want you guys to really just to process that and take that in and recognize that if you let that perfectionism pattern, at all impact your ability to move forward, that could actually prevent you from that, there's no such thing as the perfect life, but it could prevent you from really having the life that you really want to have. And if you just joined, say hello. But the question that I had posed, and this is the question I want you just to sit with, is just what if your desire and your perfectionism pattern is preventing you from having a perfect life? And so I'm going to leave you with that today, sending you much love. If I can support you in any way, don't hesitate to reach out. And of course, I've got my Live Your Truth Pattern Breaking program. And so you can see, like with perfectionism, right, how that could impact your career. It could impact, you going after and going towards your soul purpose. It can impact your love relationships, because if you're seeking perfectionism in love, you might be preventing yourself from having that really delicious relationship that does have all the ups and downs, that isn't always perfect. You can see how even that perfectionism may impact your abundance, because obviously if you have this perfectionism pattern and in the process you're not moving forward at all, that can obviously will impact your ability to pull in the money that you're wanting to pull in. And so just want to leave you with that. If I can answer any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. And you can find out more about the program at www.deborah.acker.com/live-your-truth-program. So www.deborah.acker.com/live-your-truth-program. Sending much love. Have a wonderful day that's imperfect. Thanks.